Hello and welcome coders to the Sky Coding. So in today's session we will discuss about practical of streams. Okay, this video will be just a practical and part 2 video of the streams video. Okay, in the previous video, in the previous session we have covered about streams concepts. Okay, where we have covered lots of concepts of the streams and how many types of streams are there in Snowflake and how to create a stream and all those things. Okay, and in today's video we will discuss and we will do lots of practicals of streams. We will be doing these 8 practicals. Okay, you can see here we have written all these things. Okay, so this is basically the practical session. Okay, and before watching this practical session of streams, I request you to watch that concept session of the stream so that you can understand that what is a stream and how to create the stream and what are the workflow of the stream in the Snowflake tables, permanent, transient and external tables. Okay, so the link will be given in the description box only for the complete Snowflake series and for that previous session of the part 1 session of the streams concept session. Okay, the link will be given in the description box. You can watch that session. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's get started. Okay, and we have seen about the types of streams in the previous session. Okay, so let's quickly revise those things. Okay, so basically a stream is an object which we usually create on the Snowflake tables. Okay, we can create a stream on any table, permanent, transient, temporary or external table, and we can just capture the changes of the data which is made on that table. Okay, basically we create a stream for just change data capture, and it can just capture, insert, update, delete. Okay, and whatever changes are doing on that table, it will just capture them. Okay, and we can also consume the data from that stream. Okay, so this is basically the quick revision of the streams. Okay, so standard and append only stream, these are basically there are 3 types of streams which are available to us in Snowflake. First one is standard stream, append only stream and insert only stream. And standard and append only streams we can create on permanent table, transient table or temporary table, but insert only stream can be created on the external table only. External table means on the external stages. We usually create external table on the external stages. If you don't know how to create an external table, then the link will be given in the description box. For a complete video of the external tables on the external stages, you can watch that video for complete clarification of the external table concept. Okay, first of all we will just create a stream, standard stream. We will create a standard stream on permanent table. Okay, after that we will just insert some record, delete some record, update some record, and we will check that it is being captured by this stream or not. Okay, and after that we will create multiple streams on a single table. We have discussed this thing that we can create a multiple streams on the single table, and after that we will see about append only stream, which will just capture insert record and it will skip the delete and update record. Okay, and we will discuss about stream on transient and temporary table, and after that we will just stream with putting time travel period equals to 0. Okay, we will discuss and compare of the streams retention period with the time travel. If we are putting the retention period of any table as 0, then we will see that if my stream is able to capture the old data, means change the data or consume data or not. Okay, we will discuss that thing. Okay, we are able to consume the data by putting the time retention period of the table equals 0 or not. Okay, we will discuss this thing. Okay, and after that we will consume the data from the stream to the target tables, and after that we will see streams on the external tables. Okay, so this is basically the agenda of the today's practical session. We will be doing all these things in today's session. Okay, so let's get started without wasting any time, and let's first of all create a stream. Okay, so first of all we will be just creating one schema. Okay, so we have just written this syntax for the table and just for insertion. Okay, and we will just create and do all those things, create and stream and all those things. Okay, so first of all let me create a separate schema for streams. Okay, so we have just executed this schema syntax, and let me see here. Okay, so you can see here we got this streams schema here. Okay, and we will be just using this streams schema only in this today's session. Okay, you can see here we have selected this warehouse Sky training, and let me resume this, and my database name is Sky and schema name is streams. Okay, so we will be using these things, objects. Okay, so first of all we will just create the table. As I have already created the table metadata is ready, and it is a permanent table because we are not specifying the transient or temporary keyword here. Okay, first of all we will deal with permanent table only. After that we will try to create a stream on the transient and temporary table. Okay, so this is the syntax and metadata for the permanent table, and it is having column employee ID, employee name, salary, age, department, and location. Okay, and all these values are varchar except the salary, age, and employee ID. Okay, so let me first of all create the table. It is a basic syntax. Okay, you must be knowing about the creating the table. Okay, so you can see my employee table is now successfully created, and now we will just insert some of the records into this table. Okay, so this is basically the query for inserting record. It is a basic query. You must be knowing about how to insert the records into the table and how to create a table. Okay, so let's refresh and let's check the data of inserted data. Okay, so you can see we got 6 rows. Aman Pranav ID 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, we have inserted 6 records here. Okay, and we got 6 rows. Okay, you can see we have inserted 6 record. Okay, so now my table is ready. Now I have inserted the data also into the table. Now we will just create a stream on this table, and we will just update some record into this table, insert some record, and delete some record from this table, and then we will understand that my stream is just capturing that changes or not. Okay, so let's quickly create a stream on this employee table. Okay, so how to create a stream? We have to give the syntax. Okay, for creating a stream you have to give create or replace stream, and after that you have to give the stream name. As this is my employee table, so let me give employee underscore stream. Okay, so my stream name is employee stream, and after that I am creating this stream on which table? Employee table, this table, employee table, this table. Okay, so we will be just give this table name. Okay, on which table you want to create the stream. Okay, so I want to create the stream on this employee table, so I am just giving this create or replace stream, after that stream name, after that on which table you want to create. I want to create on employee table, so I have just given employee. Okay, and I am not giving here a database name dot schema name because I have already selected there. Okay, if you are not selected here, or if you are working in any different worksheet, then you can give here database name dot schema name dot table name as well. Okay, and same way you can follow this thing here as well. Okay, so now this is the syntax for creating a stream, and let me execute this. Okay, so now you can see the console stream employee stream is successfully created. Okay, so now my stream is successfully created, and now let me just quickly check the data from the stream. Okay, listing a stream. Okay, so for listing a stream we will just use this select as we use in the table, select asterisk from and stream name. Okay, select asterisk from stream name. Okay, so we will just execute this and we will see we will not get any data here. Okay, because my stream is new. Okay, you can see we got 0 rows, and this is the thing which I wanted to show you. This is a meta, so this is my main table. Okay, let me show you that thing. This is my main table, and we are having here employee ID column, employee name, salary, age, department, location, and here in stream we got employee ID, employee name, salary, age, department, location, but we got these 3 streams metadata columns. Okay, we have discussed about these metadata columns in the concept video, in the concept theory video. Okay, about these columns. This is metadata action column. Let me quickly revise that thing. Okay, we got these columns, metadata action column. It will just store that whether you are doing insert, update, or delete, it will store, and it will show you the values. In suppose that you have inserted some record, so it will show insert, and you have deleted some record, so it will show delete. Okay, and this is about metadata is update, so it will show the value like boolean. If you are doing any updation, so it will show true. If you are not doing any updation, so it will show just false. Okay, it is a boolean value. It will show the values in boolean true or false only. Okay, and this is basically metadata row ID. It will show the unique ID. Okay, so that's so that we can just access the change which is just taken and captured by the stream. Okay, for reference we are using this metadata row ID. Okay, so we got these 3 extra columns here on means on fetching the records from the stream. Okay, so that's all. Okay, so now my stream is ready, and now my table is also ready. Now we will just insert some of the records into the table, and we will see that we are my stream is getting that data, whether my stream is just trying to capture the data, capturing or not. Okay, so we will discuss that thing. Okay, so we will just insert some of the more records here. Okay, so that's why we have written here inserts, and we are just inserting some records into the employee table. Okay, so let me insert some records. Okay, so let me just copy this here from here. Okay, instead of writing this insert code, because we are just inserting some of the record only. Okay, so let me type insert into employee values, and here we have till employee ID 6. Okay, so we will be just inserting the new record for employee 7 and employee ID 8, and let me change the name to Ankit. Let me change this name to Ankit, and this is Pranav. Let me change this to Mohit. Okay, and this is salary, and let me change the location as well. So we are changing this to Lucknow, and we are changing this to Nagpur. Okay, not Nagpur, because Nagpur I am having here already. Okay, so let me change this to some other. Okay, suppose that Delhi. Okay, so we have just updated changes here, these insert into employee values, and we have done these changes, and now we will just insert these records into our table. Okay, so let me execute this. Okay, earlier we are having just 6 records. Okay, you can see here we have 6 records, and now we will just check the data into the our source table, which is this employee table. We will just check the data into this table, and now we have 8 records. Okay, let me check. Okay, so you can see we have got 8 rows here, and these 7 and 8 records, these 2 records I have inserted now after creating the table and after creating the stream, okay, of the sales department Lucknow and Delhi. And now we will just check the stream whether my stream has recorded this insertion or not. Okay, so for that let me just quickly run this query, listing a stream, select asterisk from employee stream, and now we will execute this, and now we will see that we have got these 2 insertion records. Okay, you can see we got 2 rows here, and you can see employee 7 and employee 8, employee name Ankit and Mohit, these 2 records are inserted. Okay, you can see we have inserted these records, and it has just captured this change into the stream. Okay, you can see metadata action, it is just we are inserting the record, so it has shown here metadata action is insert, and we are not doing any updation, so that's why it is showing metadata is update boolean value as false. Okay, if we had done any updation, then it will show true. Okay, we will discuss that thing afterwards. Okay, so you can see here it has shown insert here. Okay, because we are doing insertion. Okay, so you can see my stream has just captured this insertion change. Okay, so like that way stream is working. Okay, so now what we will do, we will just list the records, and you can just list these things. Okay, so let me copy this thing here as well. Okay, so that we can summarize later on, then it will be better. Okay, so listing a stream. Okay, so we are just listing the stream, that what are the changes which are captured by the stream. Okay, so by this way stream is just capturing the data, changed data which you have done on the table. Okay, so suppose that this is just captured this thing, so now we can just consume this data to the target table. Okay, we will just consume those things later on. Okay, so now let me delete some of the things from here. Okay, and after that we will do the updation, and we will see that whether we are getting these changes here or not. Okay, so for deleting, let me delete some records. Okay, for deleting we can just truncate the table as well. Look, because it is just this stream is also stream also can just capture the data for the truncate as well. Okay, so let me truncate table first. Okay, truncate table, and my table name is, which table I have created, insert into employee, this employee table I have created. Okay, so we will just copy the name, truncate table employee. So here what we are doing, we are just truncating the table, truncate table employee. Okay, let me truncate the table first. Okay, so you can see the statement executed successfully, and now we don't have any records into my table. Let me show you the record from my table. Select asterisk from employee table. This is my employee table we have created. Okay, so let me execute this. Okay, select spelling is wrong. Okay, so let me correct that, and let me execute this again. Okay, so you can see we got 0 rows. We have truncated the table, and we don't have any of the record into this table now. Okay, now we will just check this stream, and we will check that it is able to capture the truncate. Okay, truncate type of deletion. Okay, so let me execute this, and let me check. Okay, so you can see it has just captured all the 6 rows. Okay, 3 4 5 6, all 6 rows he has just captured. Okay, you can see here all the metadata action will be delete only. Okay, you can see metadata action delete, and is update is false because we are not doing any of the updation. We are just deleting the record, because what we have done, we have just truncated the table, means we have just deleted all the records which are available to the table, and we have just deleted all the records. Okay, and now you can see here metadata action is delete because we are deleting the record. Okay, so now my stream has captured all those things. Okay, And by this way, suppose that you have truncated all the records from the table, then how can you get back all the records? Okay, you can just consume the data from this stream to the another table by using the merge keyword, okay, as I have discussed in the earlier. Or you can use this metadata is action is equals to delete by putting this metadata $action is equals to delete in the where condition, and metadata is equals to false, then that data will be just copied into the another target table. Okay, so by this way you can consume the data. We will consume the data later on. We have seen about the deletes as well, that if we are just truncating the table, then it is also capturing that what data is being truncated or what data is being deleted from the table. It is just capturing. My stream is just working fine. Okay, so now let me just try to delete one record. Okay, so for deleting, let me delete let me first of now what we will do, let me first of all insert some of the records, insert these records again, and now we will try to delete one record. Let me insert these data. Okay, so now you can see we have inserted all these records again. Okay, let me execute this. You can see we got all the 6 rows, and now we will just delete from my table name is employee, delete from employee where id is equals to 1, id is equals to 1 is of Aman. Okay, so Aman record will be deleted. Okay, so let me execute this. Okay, okay, it is emp id. We have given emp id column. Okay, you can see here emp id. Okay, so we will just give here emp id equals to 1, so it will just delete the record of the employee id 1. Okay, so let me check the data once. Okay, so you can see employee id 1 got deleted, and we have now 5 rows only. Okay, so we will see that our stream has captured this record or not. Okay, so we are just running this query listing a stream. Okay, so now we will just locate here. You can see here it has captured 11 rows, and now we will locate here one Aman. You can see here in the 6th row we got this Aman, and it is salary 80,000 and department is sales, and you can see this location is Bangalore, and metadata action is delete. This record is just deleted from our table, and you can see metadata update is false because we are not updating, so it is false, and you can see metadata action is deleted. Okay, so now you can see my stream has just captured the delete type of thing as well. If we are deleting anything from the table, it has also captured the truncate table, and it has also captured whenever we are deleting one record from the table. Okay, so that's all about the deletes as well. Okay, so now we will just see about the update as well. We will just update some record into this table, and we will see that update is capturing by the stream or not. Okay, so for update, let me type the do some update, and let me type the command update employee table name and set let me check the data for the employee first, and we will just update something here. Okay, so update employee set let me set the salary. Okay, set salary equals to, let me check 49,000, and after that let me put where condition where emp id is equals to 2, emp id is equals to 2 for Pranav. Okay, so we will be just updating this thing, and after that we will just update one record as well. Okay, we will just update 2 records. Okay, earlier we are doing one thing, here we will do 2 things. Okay, so here we are just setting the we can set department. Okay, let me check set this location. Okay, set location is equals to let me choose Pune where employee id is let me check for this employee id is 5 for Agrim. Okay, so now what I have done, we are just updating the record of this employee id 2 means Pranav, where the employee id will be changed to 49,000, that salary will be changed to 49,000, and for the employee id 5 Agrim, this location will be shifted from Bangalore to the Pune. Okay, so we are just updating these 2 things. Okay, so let me execute these 2 queries once. Okay, and let's see. Okay, so you can see number of rows updated 1. Let me check the data. Okay, you can see we have set the location for Agrim to Pune. Okay, you can see Agrim employee id 5, emp name is Agrim, and location is shifted from Bangalore to Pune, and here for Pranav salary is increased from 45,000 to 49,000. Okay, these are the changes which we have done. Okay, so now let's check this thing in the stream, that whether we are able to see this thing on the stream or not, whether our stream is able to capture this change, update change or not. Okay, so let me just call the stream query. Okay, so guys, first of all, let me drop this stream first, okay? Because we are dropping this for better understanding, okay? We are just dropping this system. We will just drop this system because we are doing here updation, and I have already told you that updation will be just the combination of insertion and deletion. First of all, update, what we will do. Here we are just setting the location from Bangalore to Pune. So what it will do, it will just first of all delete that Bangalore record. After that, it will just insert the new record as Pune. So we will just get 4 rows here, okay? And already in stream we have 11 rows, okay? So we will not understand that thing, okay? So that's why we are just dropping the stream and creating the stream again, okay? You can just understand for better understanding, okay? Because if we will just select this stream like that way, then we will just get 22 rows, okay? So we will just be hodgepodge there, okay? So that's not good for understanding, okay? So let me drop and create again, okay? So it is now dropped, and let me create the stream again, okay? So now my stream is now created, and now let me just update these things. So you can see I am just doing the updation. So my things is updated, and now let me just check these things, okay? So now my stream is now new, okay? We have created again stream, and we have just done the updation only. So this stream will just show the updation record, okay? So let me show you that thing, okay? So you can see we got 4 rows, okay? And here we have Pranav, employee ID 2 and employee ID 5, okay? We have done the changes to the employee ID 2 and employee ID 5, okay? Let me show you what are the changes we have done, okay? So let me talk about the location first. Location Pune, okay? So earlier record, you can check here, okay? Earlier we have Bangalore here location, and now it is shifted from Bangalore to Pune. How it is shifted? You can see here metadata is updated, okay? You can see metadata is updated true now, okay? As we have discussed that metadata is update will be true when you will do the updation. Rest of all in the insertion or deletion, it will be just false, okay? And metadata action, you can see here it is insert and here it is delete. So first what it is doing, as I have also told you that updation is just a combination of deletion and insertion. First it will delete, and after that it will insert, okay? So here what it is doing, it is just first of all deleting this Bangalore record. So that's why it is showing metadata action is delete, and you can see we are updating, so it is showing true, okay? And here in this we are just moving from bottom to the top, okay? So first of all it is just deleting this Bangalore location. You can see metadata action is delete and is update is true because we are updating, okay? And you can see it is also deleting this 45,000 salary of this employee ID to Pranav, you can see. And you can see metadata is action delete and is update is true because we are updating, okay? And now after deleting this salary and Bangalore location, after deleting it is just inserting the new record. That is the new record for location is just Pune. So it has just inserted this Pune new record, and you can see metadata action is insert here, and you can see is update is true here because we are doing the updation, okay? And here for the salary also it is just changing this 49,000 salary to the 45 to the 49,000, okay? First it is deleting here, and after that you can see 49,000 salary is now inserted, okay? So the metadata action is insert here, okay? Because here the things is inserting, okay? And here the things is deleting. First of all it is deleting the record from the table, and after that it is just inserting the new record, okay? So that's why updation is just a combination of deletion and insertion. Whatever you will do, first of all it will just delete the old record from the table. After that it will insert the new record from the table, okay? So that's why here metadata action is delete here in the location and salary, and here metadata action is insert because here it is inserting the new record for location Pune and salary 49,000, okay? And here you can see metadata is update column is having true boolean value all in all, okay? Why it is having like this? Because we are doing updation, okay? So metadata action this metadata is update value will be just true in all where there is updation is going on, okay? So that's all about the updation, that how can you do the updation, and updation is also being captured by our stream, okay? So now let me tell you the suppose these things as well, okay? How can you list the stream, means how what are the streams you are having, okay? So suppose that you want to list the streams in schema, so you can just give like that way. So streams in schema, and after that you can give schema name. My schema name is stream. So let me execute this and it will show all the streams, okay? You can see here we have this stream, employee stream, database name, schema name, owner, comment, as we haven't given any comment. And you can see it is, this stream is created on this employee table and source table. You can see base table, and this is the delta. What is the meaning of delta? Delta is a delta will be shown on all the streams. Okay, whatever stream you will create append stream, insert only stream, or standard stream, the type will be just the delta. Okay, and here you can see mode is default. Default means it is an standard stream. If you will create the append stream, so the mode will be just changed to the append stream, and if you will create the insert stream, insert only, so it will change the mode to the insert only stream. Okay, and you can see stale after. Stale after is just means it will just drop your records from this. After stale after, you can say it is just a retention period, you can say. Okay, so it is having okay, let me tell you the retention period. Okay, so the retention period of a stream is just 14 days. Okay, so that's why it is showing here 31/1/2023. Today is 17. Okay, you can see it is having a retention period. Okay, so after this time, after this period, after this date, all the data, if you delete all the data from the stream, it will cannot be recovered. Okay, so this is basically the stale after thing. Okay, and now this is describing stream. So how can you describe this? You can use the just like this, describe stream, and after that stream name, employee stream. Okay, describe stream, and stream name is this. Okay, so you can describe like that way, and it will show all these things. Mode is default, stale after, type delta. Okay, and suppose that you want to drop the stream, so I have already dropped the stream, and I have told you how to drop the stream. Okay, so you can drop the stream like that way, drop stream, employee stream. Okay, by this way you can just drop your stream. Okay, so this is all about the updation and deletion, that how can you just do these things, insert, update and delete. So what we have done, let me summarize fast, and after that we will just create multiple streams on the single table. Okay, so let me summarize quickly. Okay, so what we have done, we have just created one table, and we have just done some of the insertion into the table, and we have seen for the insertion it is just capturing, and after that we have done the deletion as well. We have just truncated this table, and we have seen that it is also recording into this stream, and we have done deleted this employee ID 1 record for Agrim, so stream is also capturing this, and for the updation also we have seen it is also capturing this thing. Okay, so that's all we have seen, that insert, update and delete, and our stream is capturing all the things. Okay, and now we are good to go to capture all the data from the streams to the target tables. Okay, we will discuss that thing later on. So first of all, now let's see that how can we create a multiple streams on the single table. Okay, we can create a multiple streams on the single table. It is possible to create a multiple streams on the single table. Okay, let me tell you how can you create it. So it's a basic thing. Okay, let me type the syntax for this thing: create or replace stream, and after that you can give stream name employee stream. Earlier name was employee stream, now let me give employee stream 2. Okay, on table, I am just creating this also on this employee table only. Okay, let me execute this. Why it is not showing here table? Okay, so you can see this is streams table, streams schema, sorry, this is streams schema, and this is my employee table. So I am going to create this stream on this table only. Earlier we have created employee stream on this table only. Okay, you can see here, let me show you that thing. Okay, so you can see I have created this employee stream on this employee table only, and now we are creating this another stream name as employee stream 2 on this table only. So let me execute this. Okay, so you can see now my employee stream 2 is also created on this table. You can use multiple streams on the single table. Okay, suppose that you have created earlier stream by default, means that was an standard stream, and suppose that you give this as a insert stream, means in not insert we can give to the external tables only. Suppose that you have given this to the append property, so that this will just capture your insertion, and that your standard stream will capture all of the things, insert, update or delete. Okay, so you can do like that way. Okay, and you can just show the streams as well. Let me give the show streams. Okay, so that you can check that how many streams you are having. Okay, you can see earlier we are having one stream, now you can see here. Okay, we have employee stream 1, employee stream 2, and let me show you the table as well, on which table they are having. Okay, so you can see all these two streams are having on the single table, and you can see base tables as well, all having same table. These two streams are on the same table, and you can see mode is default, means these are two are the standard streams. Okay, which will capture just all the DML changes, whether you do update, insert or delete. Okay, So what we will do, let me just insert some of the record and let me show you that thing as well quickly. Okay, then you will understand that thing as well. Okay, so let me first of all update or not update, let me just insert some of the records into this employee table. These records, let me update these things and let me give here 7 8, let me give here 9. Employee ID will be 9 and this will be 10. Okay, so let me update this thing into the table and let me check that whether this insertion is just showing captured by this stream or not. Okay, you can let me show you the data as well. Okay, so you can see select asterisk from table name is employee. Okay, so let me execute this and let me show you the new data which I have inserted. Okay, what it is happening, let me execute this once, maybe some network issues. Okay, you can see I got 8 rows and you can see we have inserted this record. 9 is Ankit and 10 is Mohit. We have inserted this record. Okay, Lucknow and Delhi, you can see the location as well here, Lucknow, Delhi. Okay, you can see. Okay, so we will just see this whether this our single is, we have created multiple streams on the single table. Okay, and now we will check that whether this stream is able to capture this insertion or not. Okay, so we will do that thing. Okay, select asterisk from, after that my stream name. Okay, my stream name is this and let me execute this. Okay, so you can see it has just captured 2 rows. Okay, you can see Ankit, Mohit, what we have inserted. Okay, you can see, and here metadata action is insert because we are just inserting the new record, and metadata is update is false because we are not doing the updation. Okay, you can see here insert into employee values, we have done the insertion. So our this stream also captured this insert, metadata is action is insert because we are inserting. Okay, so by this way you can create a multiple streams on the single table. Okay, so that's all about the multiple strings on the single table. Okay, by this way, and your 2 3 or whatever stream you will create on the single table, all streams will work and all streams will capture the data as well. Okay, as you can see here we have done the insertion and it has just captured this insertion. Okay, and if you will do here some of the deletion or updation, then that will also be captured. Okay, as we have done earlier, updation is also capturing here, and here deletion is also capturing, even truncate is also capturing, and here insertion is also capturing. Okay, so by this way you can create multiple streams on the single table. And now let's understand about the append only stream. Okay, means how can we create an append only stream. Okay, so for append only stream we will just create a one another table. As you can see my metadata is already ready, so now we will just create an another table for the append only stream. Okay, so let me execute this. The table columns are same but name is only different, employee append. Okay, so let me execute this. Okay, so you can see my table is now successfully created, and let me refresh the left panel as well. You can see streams and we are having employee, and this is employee append. Okay, this is employee append table which we will use for append only stream. Okay, so now we will just insert some of the records into this table. This is basic thing how to insert records. Okay, so now let me show you the data as well of this table. Okay, so now you can see we have 6 rows, 1 2 3 4, and this is 6 employee ID. We have 6 rows. Okay, so now we will just create a append only stream into this table. Okay, so how to create append only stream? First of all, let me show you about let me tell you what is append only stream. So append only stream will just capture the data which is being inserted, and if you will do any of the updation or deletion, then that thing will not be captured by the append only stream. Okay, so now let me quickly create a employee and create a employee append only stream. Okay, so we will just create append only stream. Okay, so how to create that thing? For that you have to just type create or replace. The syntax is same, but you have to just give one property, append only equals to true. Okay, then that your stream will be just append only. Create or replace stream, and after that let me give name as emp append underscore stream. Okay, because we are creating append stream, so that we can understand by name as well. On table, and I am creating this on this table, employee append table. Okay, so let me do this thing, employee append, and after that this is basic syntax. This is how we have created stream earlier. This means standard stream. Okay, and now we want to create the append only stream. So how to create an append only stream? You have to give here one property, append underscore only equals to true. You have to just give append only equals to true, then your this stream will be append only, means it will just capture only insertion records. Okay, and it will skip the insert and delete records. Okay, so now my stream is now ready, Now let me check the data from the stream whether it is having any data or not. Obviously it will be not having any data because we haven't inserted the any record after creating this stream. Okay, so now let me check this. Okay, so let me execute this. You can see we got 0 rows and we got these columns as well. Okay, you will get these same columns for append only stream as well. Metadata action, metadata is update, and metadata $row id. You can see. Okay, so now we will just insert some of the records up and we will see that whether these records are updating here or not. Okay, or being captured by stream or not. Okay, so we will just do updation. Okay, so for updation let me not updation, let me just insert some record. Okay, insert some records. Okay, so for insertion, insert into employee values and let me give it to 7 and it's to 8 and let me change this name to this and let me change this name to s. Okay, and you can see here. Okay, we are going to insert some record, or let me insert these records and let me check that whether these records are captured by the stream or not. Okay, so now let me execute the stream. Okay, and let me check. Okay, so you can see we got 2 rows here. Okay, we have inserted these 2 records, employee id 7 IUC and employee id 8 S. Okay, you can see this is the salary and sales Bangalore Hyderabad. You can see metadata action is insert because we are inserting the record, and is update is false because we are not doing any of the updation here. Okay, you can see this thing. Okay, so now it is just a append only stream, so it will just capture the insertion of the record. Okay, so now let me just quickly update some of the records and let's see that whether it is capturing that thing or not. Okay, updating some records. Okay, updating some records. Okay, so for updating let me quickly copy from upside. Okay, what we have done here. Okay, instead of writing again and again. Okay, so we will just do these things. Okay, so let me move back here. Okay, you can see we have to change this name to the employee append. Okay, so now we have copied this update and we have changed this according to our table. My table name is employee append. Now we will just update these things, and what we will just update, let me show you the table first. Okay, so this is my table and we will just update the record for employee id. Let me show you employee id. Employee id 2 Miss Pranav, we are just updating the salary from 45,000 to 49,000, and for employee id 5 Agrim, we are updating the location from Bangalore to Pune. Okay, so we are doing these updates. Okay, let me execute this. Okay, so let me execute this. Okay, you can see number of rows updated. Let me show you the updated data. Okay, so let me show you the updated data. So you can see this is my updated data. Pranav salary is increased from 45,000 to 49,000, and for Agrim it is shifted from Bangalore to Pune. Okay, so now my record is updated. Okay, so now we will just execute this append query and we will see that this updation data is captured by the stream append only stream or not. Obviously it will be not captured by the append only stream because append only stream is having the property that it will just capture the insertion of the record only. It will just skip the updates and delete. Okay, it will not capture these things. Okay, so let me show you that thing. Okay, you can see it is having just 2 rows which we have done insertion of these things. Okay, these things we have inserted. Okay, you can see metadata action is insert, metadata action is insert, update is false here because we are not doing any of the updation. Okay, and it is not capturing this updating the records. Okay, because it is the property of append only stream that it will just capture the insertion of the record but it will not capture update or delete. Okay, so let me just delete something as well. Okay, so delete from employee append. Okay, employee append, this is my, so let me just delete some of the things from this table and let me show you that it is just capturing delete or not. Okay, delete from employee append where emp id is equals to let me give it 1. Okay, so let me delete this record. Okay, you can see number of rows deleted 1. Okay, so let me show you the table first. So this is my table and you can see we have only 7 rows. Earlier we are having 8 rows and we don't have any of the record with employee id 1. You can see here. Okay, now this record is being deleted and now we will check the stream whether this deletion is captured by stream or not. Okay, you can see still we have 2 rows only and deletion is also not captured by the stream. Okay, because I have already told append only stream will just capture the insertion. Okay, so now we have done this thing for append only stream, that append only stream will just capture the insertion of the records. It will just not do it will not capture updation or deletion of the records. Okay, so this is the thing which you need to understand, that okay, we have just typed these things. Okay, let me remove these things. And this is the thing, okay, for the append only stream, and I have written here append only stream captures only insert records. Okay, and let me show you the streams as well, how many streams we are having. Okay? We are having 3 streams. Okay, you can see here. Okay, and this is my employee append stream, and let me show you the mode as well. Okay, you can see this is a mode. Okay, earlier these are the default here because these are the standard streams. Okay, and this is append only stream, so that's why it is showing append only here. Mode is append only and type is delta. Mode is append only because this my employee append is my append only stream. Okay, so that's how you can check that which you stream of you is having append only, insert or standard stream. Okay, you can just do the describe of your stream, or you can just do the show stream, and you can check into the mode. Mode will be default, so it is a standard stream, and if the mode is append only, then it is an append only stream. Okay, so this is the about the append only stream, and we have done this thing, that and we have just inserted some records. So insertion is being captured by the append only stream, but updation and deletion is not being captured. Okay, which is basically true, and it is also proved about the append only stream, that it will just capture the insertion of the record. Okay, so that's all about the append only stream. Now let's understand that how can we create the streams on the transient table. Okay, so we can create a streams on any table. We can create streams on the permanent table, transient table, temporary table, or on the external table. Okay, as we have earlier created these tables, employee table, these are permanent tables, so we have created these streams on the permanent table as well. Now we will create the streams on the transient table. Okay, so for transient table, let me create a quickly new transient table. Okay, so for the transient table, let me give some different name, employee transient. Okay, because it is a transient table, and for the transient these columns are same. Okay, we are just giving this transient keyword here. Okay, so let me execute this and let me create a one table. You can see my transient table is now created here. Let me refresh. You can see employee transient table is created. You can see the logo of setting here. It is just denoting that this is a transient table. Okay, so now it is now created. Now we will just insert some of the records into this table, and the table name is employee transient. So we will just insert records into the employee transient only. Okay, so let me quickly execute this, and you can see now my records is also inserted, and now this is my employee transient table, and you can see we have got 6 rows here. Okay, the data is same. Okay, so now we will just create a stream on this table, and let's see whether we are able to create a stream on this table or not. Okay, so let's create a stream. Okay, so for creating a stream, syntax is just the same, create or replace stream, and after that stream name, let me give transient stream because it is a stream on the transient table. Okay, transient stream. Okay, transient stream on table, and my table name is employee transient. Okay, so let me copy the table name on this table. I am creating the stream on the transient table. So let me execute this. Okay, so you can see my stream is now successfully created. It means that we are able to create the stream on the transient table as well. Okay, so now let me just quickly call the stream as well, and let's see it is having any data or not. Obviously it will be not having any data because we haven't done any insertion updation after creating this. Okay, so you can see we have got the same columns as the metadata action, metadata update, and metadata row id. Okay, so this is same. Okay, and here also you can just update some record. Okay, so let me quickly copy some of the insertion. Okay, so let me just insert some of the records, and let's see that whether it is able to update, whether it is able to consume these things or not. Okay, let me do that thing. Okay, so let me do this thing here. Okay, so let me insert some of the records. Okay, so we will be just inserting these records into this employee transient table, in this table, employee transient, this table. Okay, so let me execute this. So you can see now my records are inserted, and now let me execute this, and you can see we have got 8 rows here, and now we have inserted this 7 IUC and 8 S. Okay, you can see 7 IUC 8 S, and the location is Bangalore and Hyderabad. Okay, so now we have inserted these things after creating the stream on the table. Now we will just call the stream and we will check that whether we are getting this data captured or not. Okay, so you can see we got two rows, 7 is IUC, 8 is S, and you can see it is metadata action is insert because we are inserting the record. You can see we got this, and our stream has captured this data for the transient. Okay, so it means that whether you can create the stream on the transient table or the permanent table, the working will be same, columns will be same, and it will just capture the changes which is done into the table. You can see here we have inserted some of the records and it is just captured. Okay, and in the same way you can just update some records or you can delete some records, and that thing is also be captured by the stream of this transient. Okay, transient table. Okay, so by that way you can create a stream on the transient table as well. Okay, and you can try with the streams on the permanent permanent we have created already, and for the transient also I have created, and you can try to create the streams on the temporary table as well. Okay, temporary table that are not be accessed on the means another session and another worksheet. Okay, we have discussed about the permanent table, transient table, and the temporary table. Okay, the link will be given in the description. If you want to understand the difference between these tables, then you can watch that session video. Okay, the link will be given in the description. Okay, you can try with yourself for creating the streams on the temporary table. Okay, because if you will do the practice, then you will better understand these things. Okay, so that's all about the streams on the transient table. So now we will discuss about consuming data from the streams. Okay, we will just consume the data which is being captured by the streams, whether that is append only stream or the insert only or the standard stream. We will just consume all of the data which is being captured by the stream, and we will just consume that data, and we will store that into the another table. Okay, so for that, what scenario we are going to follow, we will just create these two tables. First will be the EMP source table and the second will be the EMP target table. Okay, and after creating these tables, we will just create a stream on this source table, and we will just do some of the DML operations such as we will insert, update, or delete, and after that whatever change is being captured by the stream, we will just store that change data into this target table. Okay, so this is the scenario which we will going to follow. Okay, so now let's first of all create this EMP source table. Okay, so the syntax is same, the name is EMP source, and the columns are same as earlier we have used this table. Okay, so the syntax is basically the same and columns is also same. Okay, so let me execute this and create a table. Okay, so you can see my EMP source table is now successfully created, and now we will just insert the same record here. Okay, so let me insert 6 rows here. Okay, so let's wait, and you can see number of rows inserted 6. Okay, now we will just check the data into this table. Let me show you the records as well. Okay, so it is executing. You can see I got 6 rows and EMP ID is 1 and the name is Amar, and EMP ID is 6 and name is Harshita and the location is Chennai. Okay, so we got these 6 rows. Okay, and now we will just create another target table, and we will store the consumed data of the stream into this table. Okay, so let me create the target table. Okay, so you can see target table is now successfully created, and we will not store any data into the target table. Okay, so let me refresh this left panel and let's see that how many tables we are having into our database. Okay, so you can see we are using this stream database, and we have these tables. Okay, we have created this EMP source table. It is having 6 rows and size is 2.5 KB, and it is EMP target table. It is having 0 rows and size is also 0 KB. Okay, so we have just created 2 tables, and we will now what we will do, we will just create a stream on this EMP source table, and we will perform some of the DML update or insert data into this table, and after that the stream will just consume that data, and it will show that consumed data. Okay, and after that we will just load that consumed data into this target table. Okay, whatever change is captured by the stream will store into the target table. Okay, we will just consume that data from the stream, and after that we will store that into this EMP target table. Okay, so this is the scenario which we are going to follow. Okay, whatever changes are captured by the stream, we will store that into this separate table. Okay, so that we can better understand that. Okay, we can just save that to the previous table also, but we will just store into the target table because we are doing the insertion, updation and deletion into this table only. Okay, so we have to create a new table for that, consuming the data from the stream. Okay, whatever changes are being done and captured by the stream. Okay, so we will be going to do this thing. Okay, so let me show you this data as well. Okay, so this is the query for EMP source table, and EMP source table is having 6 rows, but let me execute for EMP target table. So EMP target table is not having any data as it is having 0 rows. Okay, so we will just create a stream first. Okay, so let me first of all create a stream. Okay, so for creating a stream, you have to just follow this syntax as we have done earlier also, create or replace stream, as we are going to create here normal stream, that is an standard stream which will capture all the DML operations, whether it is insert, update or delete. Okay, EMP stream, and on table we are going to create this on this EMP source table, which table is having a data. Okay, we will just create this stream on that table. Okay, so the syntax is same. Let me execute this. Okay, so you can see now my stream is now successfully created, and now we will just insert some of the records into this table so that our this stream can consume that record and can just store that record and capture that record, whatever that DML operations we are doing into the table. Okay, so we will just update. Okay, so for updating, let me copy from the earlier, because we have done various things earlier as well. Okay, lot of updation, insertion and deletion we have done. Okay, so let me insert some of the records. Okay, insert into, and after that we are just inserting this into this EMP source table. Okay, so we will just give here insert into EMP source values, and EMP ID will be 7 and EMP ID will be 8. Okay, and let me insert this record into the table. Okay, and let me run this. Okay, so now you will see here number of rows inserted 2. Now my these rows are inserted into the table, and let me check that thing as well. Now we will get 8 rows. Okay, you can see we got 8 rows here, and we got this 7 number and 8 number employee ID values also, which I have inserted here. Location is Bangalore. Here you can see for the EMP ID 7 and for the EMP ID 8, as location is Hyderabad. You can see Hyderabad. Okay, and for the IUC is Bangalore. Okay, you can see here. Okay, so now what we will do, we will check for the stream as well. Okay, whether this stream has captured this change or not. Okay, select asterisk from my stream name is EMP stream. Okay, so let me check into the stream that whether stream has captured this or not. Okay, so you can see my stream has captured, and as it is an insert, so metadata action will be insert, and metadata is update is false because we are not updating. Okay, you can see this is insert and this is false. Okay, because we are just performing the insert query, as it has just captured our insert record. Okay, so now what we will do, we will just store this captured data from this stream, which is our stream is having just 2 rows because we have just done this insertion. Okay, so we will just store this insertion into this EMP target table. Okay, so how to do that, we will just let me type here comment. Okay, updating, or we are just storing okay, let me correct the spelling for the storing records captured by stream into target table. Okay, target table, we will just capture and consume whatever the data is being captured by the stream into the target table. Okay, so what we will do, we will just we can capture by this syntax. Okay, let me tell you, insert into, and on which table you want to insert that captured data. I want to store into this EMP target table. Okay, this EMP target table, and let me show you the data. Okay, so EMP target table is not having any of the records, it is having 0 rows. Okay, so update, insert into EMP target, and after that you have to just select the column, select and EMP ID, as we have given the columns. Let me show you the columns. We have columns EMP ID, EMP name, salary, age, department and location. Okay, so we will just give the column names. EMP ID we are having, and EMP name we are having, and after that we are having salary, after that we are having age, and let me check once, age, and after that department and location. Okay, department and location, so department, and after that there is a location. Okay, so this is a location. Okay, location, and after that we are just consuming this data from where, we are consuming this data from the stream, because our stream has captured this insertion. Okay, so we have to give the our stream name, and after stream name you have to put one condition as well, as we have discussed this thing when we are discussing about the practical and concept session as well. Okay, we have seen that you can perform the query and you can get and consume the data from the stream into your target table. So how to do that? You can just give this metadata is x and is false. Okay, we will just give this where in the where condition. Okay, so let me just maximize these things so that we can able to see these things clearly. Okay, so we will just give here where metadata is action will be insert and metadata is update will be false, because we are performing the insert query. So the metadata action will be insert and metadata is update will be false, means it is a boolean value false because we are not updating, so it's false. Okay, so let me type here or you can just copy. Let me copy it from here instead of writing where metadata action is equals to insert. Okay, so metadata action will be insert, and after that metadata is update will be false. Okay, so we are using this condition for just consuming the data from the captured data from the stream. Okay, and after that you have to give here metadata is update will be false. Okay, false. Okay, so this is the basic syntax which you have to follow. Okay, now what we are doing, let me explain you first again. So insert into this table, selecting these columns from the stream, we are just inserting into this employee target table from this emp stream. Okay, and we are putting the condition, it will insert those records only where metadata action will be insert and metadata is update will be false. Okay, suppose that this is our stream and now it is having just 2 rows. I can suppose that this your stream is having all the records for that insert, update and delete also. Okay, so for the delete, the metadata action will be just delete, and for update also metadata action will be delete and metadata is update will be true. Okay, so in that way you have to just give here metadata is action will be insert and metadata is action will be false in the if you want to consume the data for the insert. Okay, and suppose that you want to consume the updated data, then you have to give here metadata is action will be your delete here and metadata is update will be true because you are updating. Like this you can give, you can just check these columns and you can give these where condition for consuming according to your need. Okay, and if you want to just consume the captured data from the stream, that is for update or delete, then you have to use the merge command as well. Okay, we will discuss that thing in some other video. Okay, so now this is all about the syntax, that how can you consume the data. Okay, and before moving this, if you are facing any type of issues here, maybe you can face any issue in consuming the data from the stream to the table, then you can just begin the transaction as well by giving that this begin transaction, and you can give the semicolon. Okay, and after that you can just commit it as well. Okay, so that we cannot face any error. Okay, so let me first of all begin the transaction. As you can see, my transaction is begun, and now we will just run this query, insert into emp target table where I am just consuming the data from the stream. You can see number of rows inserted 2. Earlier my emp target table is not having any of the records. Okay, you can see here emp target 0 rows. Okay, and emp source is having 6 rows, emp target is having 0 rows, and size is also 0 KB. Okay, so now let me commit first and let me check the data. So now let me check the data, select asterisk from emp target table. Okay, because we have just inserted into the emp target table. Okay, and suppose that now what we have done, we have just consumed the data from this emp stream. So after consuming the data from the emp stream, your offset is moved to the next point, and this stream is not having any data now. Okay, earlier it was having 2 rows, but we have just copied and we have consumed these 2 rows into this emp target table. So now my offset of this stream is moved ahead and to the another point, and now it is not having any of the data because we have consumed that data into this table. Okay, so let me show you the records of the emp table. Okay, you can see this emp target has captured means this emp stream, whatever the data is being captured by the emp stream, we have just loaded that and consumed that data into this emp target table. You can see here emp id 7 and emp id 8. This is the change which I have done here. Okay, you can see 7 8 and the location is Bangalore and Hyderabad. You can confirm this here as well. Okay, so we have just consumed the data, whatever change is being captured by the stream. Okay, and we have just consumed that into our EMP target table. Okay, and now let me check, let me show you about the stream as well. Now my stream will not be having any of the records because we have consumed. Okay, so let me execute the query for the stream. Okay, so you can see we have 0 rows in our stream. Okay, because it is having 0 rows because we have just consumed the data from this stream to the target table. Okay, and if you will consume the data, then it will not having any of the rows here, it is not having any of the data, and its offset is also shifted to the ahead and up to the next point. Okay, so now whatever change it will capture, now whatever change you will do into this EMP source table, then it will capture that change, and after that whenever you will just consume that data into any of the table, then that offset will again be shifted to the next point. Okay, so that's the scenario this stream is for. Okay, so that's how we can just consume the data from the captured data, whatever the data is being captured by the stream, into our target tables. By this way we can capture. Okay, as here we have just captured the insertion of the whatever data is being inserted, we have just captured that data, and we will discuss about that update and delete data. How can you just capture, update and delete data into the Snowflake tables, EMP target tables from the streams. Okay, because there we have to use the merge command as well. Okay, we will discuss in the next session. The link will be given in the description box only. You can watch my that session where we have discussed about this thing, capturing the data from the deleted data, updated data and inserted data as well. Okay, we will discuss that thing in the examples where we will discuss about streams and tasks. Okay, so that's all about that. How can you consume the data from the stream, whatever data is being captured by the stream into the target table. Okay, we have successfully captured the data. Okay, so now let's move to the final point, that is streams on external table. Okay, because now I think we have covered lots of the points. Okay, let me move ahead. Okay, so now what we have done, we have created this thing as well, we have created this, we have created all these things. Now we are left with 8 point only, streams on external tables. Okay, so let me create streams on the external tables, and after that we will just end this session. Okay, because I think video will be very long of 1 hour. Okay, we are moving ahead of 1 hour. Okay, so now for creating streams on the external table, first of all we will just create and we will understand the concepts of the external table. Okay, we have discussed about this external table concept in the previous session. We have covered a full practical session of the external table, how to create external table on the external stage. Okay, if you don't know about the external tables, then the link will be given in the description box. You can watch that session. Okay, so let me quickly revise that things. Okay, so we have created this file format. Let me execute and let me create a file format first. Okay, we will be not explaining these things because this is basic syntax of the file format. And now we will just create a storage integration object, and there is a link in the description box for creating an AWS account. You can watch that session and you can create your free trial of the AWS account, and there is a link for storage integration and configuration of the Snowflake account with the AWS. Then you can watch that session also for the configuring your Snowflake account with the AWS. Okay, so let me create the storage integration object. We are not going to explain these things here because we have done these things already. Okay, we have just copied these things from earlier only. Okay, because we have done all these things in the practical sessions earlier in the data loading and whenever we are working with the external tables. Okay, so now what we will do, we will just create an stage object. So for the URL we are using skybucket03, and let me show you the path first. Okay, so this is the path which we are going to Amazon S3 buckets, and my bucket name is skybucket01, and we are using this pipes folder, and here we are having these files. Okay, so I have shown you these files, and now we will just create a stage. This is basically the syntax for the stage of the external stage we are creating. Okay, and we are just referring storage integration as this one, Sky AWS storage integration, and file format CSVFF. You can create separate file format, or you can just specify the properties here as well. And for the URL we are giving this URL. Okay, so let me create the stage first. Okay, so as it is now executing, so just wait. So now you can see, now my stage area is now successfully created. Now let me list the stage and let's see what files we are getting into the stage. Okay, so let me show you that thing as well. Okay, So you can see we got these 6 rows here and we got all these files. Okay, so we will be just using this sample user email.csv and user.csv. Okay, we have discussed about these files and we have created external table on these files only in the previous session. Okay, so we will be using that thing as well, sample user email.csv, and this is user.csv. Okay, we have these files. Okay, so for what we will do, we will just create the table first. Okay, and after that we will do that thing. Okay, so now we will just create an external table, and after that we will just create a stream on that. Okay, so for creating an external table, what we have to do, create or replace external table. After that external table user external, we will give user external. Okay, so first of all let me show you the data. Okay, so this is basically the data of the external table. You can see this is the data and it is having 1000 rows. This is having these columns: ID, first name, last name, email, gender, about me. Okay, we have discussed these things and we have created this external table in the previous session only. Okay, so we will just do this thing, and after that let me create a table first. After that we will be back. Okay, so guys, now you can see I have successfully created this external table, and let me quickly summarize this thing. Okay, so we are creating external table, so that's why we are using this create or replace, and we are using this external keyword, and here we are just passing these values as a column 1, and we are just casting this as a number because this is a number data type, and first name is varchar, so we are casting this as varchar, and we are casting this as varchar. Okay, we have discussed these things and we have done this thing in the previous session. Okay, so it's better to pause that external table concept first. Okay, and we are just creating this table from external stage, and pattern is this we will be using, and we will be just loading this user files. Okay, this file will be loaded and this file will be loaded, and this file is having 1000 rows and this is also having 1000 rows. Okay, so we will be getting just 2000 rows, and we are giving the file format property here as well. You can give file format or you can leave it as well, because we have already given the file format properties to the stage as well. Okay, so now let me execute this and let me create the external table. Okay, and after that we will see that how can we create the streams on this external table. Okay, so you can see table user external is now successfully created, and let me refresh this left panel. Okay, and let's see that we are getting that their table or not. Okay, as it is now refreshing, and you can see user external, we got this user external here. Okay, so now why it is all the tables are showing 2 times. Okay, maybe some of the network issues. Okay, so now we got this table user underscore external. Okay, so now let me check the data from this table. Okay, select asterisk from user underscore external table. Okay, so let me execute this. Okay, so let me execute this and let me refresh the left panel as well. Okay, so you can see we got the 2000 rows. Okay, and here this is a value column. It is basically a variant column, and variant column, as I have discussed already, that variant column will store all the data types. Okay, whether it is a number, float, or a string, number, varchar, or whatever data, it will store all the data. Okay, you can see this is number and rest all the varchars. Okay, and you can see we got the 2000 rows here. Okay, on the external table. Okay, so this is how you can create the external table. Okay, this is basically the concept of the external table. Okay, so now my external table is ready. Now we will just create a stream on this table, external table, creating a stream on external table. Okay, we will just create a stream on this external table, and we will just try that whether we are able to create a stream on this external table or not. Okay, so we will just use the previous syntax, create or replace stream or stream, and let me give the name as ext stream. Okay, because we are creating the external stream on table, on external table. Okay, we have to give the external keyword here as well, because we are creating the stream on the external table. Okay, on is external table, and my table name is user external. Okay, user external. Okay, and this is the syntax basically we used to follow earlier. Okay, except this external. Okay, so what it will create whenever we will execute this command, then it will show you the error. Okay, let me tell you why it will show you the error. Okay, so it will show you the error because we are just creating the standard stream on the external table. Okay, so let me type here. Okay, so standard stream cannot be created on the external tables. Okay, we have discussed this thing on the starting of the session. Okay, that we create the standard stream on the permanent table, transient table, and temporary table, but we cannot create a standard stream or the append only stream on the external table. For external table we have to give the property as insert only. We can create the insert only stream on the external table. Okay, so let me type here. Okay, standard stream cannot, let me type here. Okay, cannot be created on external table. Okay, external standard stream cannot be created on the external table. Okay, and let me tell you that thing as well. Okay, what we have discussed. Okay, let me move. Okay, so you can see we have written here standard and append only streams work for permanent and transient and temporary table. We can create standard and append only stream on the permanent table, transient table and temporary table. Okay, but we cannot create standard and append only stream on the external table. For the external table, we have to create this insert only stream. That's why insert only stream came into the picture. Okay, so we will discuss that thing as well, that why we cannot create the that standard stream on the external table. Okay, we will discuss that why we cannot create a standard stream on the external table, because as it is an external table. Okay, and this is the property of the external table, that we cannot perform any of the DML operations on the external table. We can just do the select query, and we can, external table is just a read only type of thing. Okay, we can just perform the select query, and we can perform some of the joins to see the data for analysis only. Okay, but we cannot perform the DML, means update, delete or insert records into the external table. We can perform just a read only type of thing into the external table. That's all we have discussed in the previous session. Okay, that's why we are telling that please watch that previous session before watching this, because external table concept is very important. Okay, so as external table is just a read only table, so that if we are creating the standard table on the external table, so what is the need of a standard stream? Okay, because standard stream is just capturing all of the things means standard stream is just capturing insertion also, deletion also, and updation also. Okay, so that's not need here, because external table is obvious that on the external table we cannot perform DML operations. Okay, so what is the need for creating the standard stream there, as standard stream will capture all the things there, as it will capture insert and update there as well. Okay, but we are not able to do the insert and update on the external table. Then what is the need of these things? That's why we cannot create a standard table on the external table. Okay, so that's all the concept. Okay, so now what we will do, we will just give here insert only is equals to true for creating a stream on the external table. Okay, so this is the property which you have to use for creating a stream on the external table. Insert only equals to true. Okay, and before writing this, let me execute this command and let me show you that what error we will face. Okay, this query will show you the error. Okay, let me run this and let me show you. Okay, you can see streams on external table must have insert only set equals true. It is telling that in streams, whatever stream you are creating on the external table must have insert only set is equals to true, so that this stream will be insert only stream. Okay, so let me give here insert only stream is equals to true, and let me execute this. Okay, this time it will create a stream. You can say stream external stream is now successfully created, and let me perform the select query as well. Select asterisk from my stream name is ext stream. Okay, so let me copy paste here and let me execute this. Okay, so you can see it is now successfully executed, and you can see here we got these columns metadata action which we are getting in the permanent table, transient table, metadata action, metadata is update, metadata row ID, and you can see here we got another column metadata file name. This is the basic difference. You will get one extra column here, metadata file name. What it will do, it will just show you the metadata file name, that which file is being loaded into the external table and what are the file paths. Okay, this is basically metadata file name column is just for the external table. It is not because of the because of the stream columns are these three only: metadata action, metadata is update, and metadata row ID. But this metadata file name is just a external table property and external table column. Okay, this is not related to the stream. Okay, so this is all about that how to create the stream on the external table. Okay, and now what it will do, this external table, now let me type here. Okay, let me use the command now whenever. What this stream will do, as earlier we have created lots of stream and we have done insertion and updation, because earlier we are working with the permanent tables and transient tables and temporary tables, but here we are having the external table. So now the stream is now created on the external table. So now what it will do, whenever you will just upload any of the file into your this S3 location, S3 location, then what it will do, it will just store that this file is being loaded and it will show you that thing. Okay, so this is basically the work of the external stream. Okay, so now that's all about the external tables and how can we create the external table and how can we create the stream, insert only stream on the external table. Okay, now whenever new data files will be arriving at the S3 location, and the stream will just capture them. Okay, and you can just try this thing in your AWS S3 account, and video is very long, so that's why we have to just disconnect now. Now let me summarize fast what we have done. Okay, so first of all, we have created a standard stream and we have just done the insertion, deletion and updation, and we have checked that data is being captured by the stream. And after that, we have created multiple streams on the single table. After that, we have created append only stream, and after that we have created streams on the transient table, and you can try with the temporary table as well. And we have created streams with the putting time travel retention period equals to 0, and this topic is left now. Streams with putting time travel retention period is 0. Okay, that is also okay. Let me quickly revise this thing. Okay, that how can we put the retention period of any table as 0. Okay, so let me do that thing as well. Okay, instead of leaving one topic, let me create that thing as well. Okay, so let me copy this from here and let me create there. Okay, so let me type here retention period is equals to 0 for any table. Okay, so what we will do, we will just create this emp, let me give some different time, emp retention. Okay, emp retention, and we are just specifying the data retention, data underscore retention, data retention time in days, data retention time in days equals to 0. Okay, we are creating this table and we are just putting the data retention time in days of this table as 0, means it is not having any of the data retention period. Okay, so let me create this table first. You can see now this table is now created, and let me describe this table and let's check the retention period if you are able to check that. Okay, describe table, and let me describe this. Okay, so you can see we got this description of this table, and let me check, we are not getting here. Okay, so let me give another command, show tables in schema, and my schema name is streams. Okay, streams. Okay, so now let me execute this and it will show all the tables which are available to us. Okay, so now which table we have created, emp retention. So we will just locate emp retention. This is the table, and you can see here the retention time is 0 here. Okay, for the retention date emp retention for the 4 column, you can check this. Okay, here retention time is just 0 because we have set the retention time in days to the 0 of this table. Okay, so now we have just set the retention period, and now we will just quickly insert some of the records into this table. Okay, so let me quickly insert some of the records into this table, and after that we will just try to query the data which is being captured by the stream. Okay, and we will see that whether we are able to capture that data. Okay, let me override changes, maybe some of the network issues, emp retention, and let me insert some records, insert into this table, and let me insert these records. So now my records are being inserted. You can see and records are now inserted into the table. So now what we will do, we will just create a stream, and we will just insert some records, and we will see that whether we are able to capture that thing or not. Okay, so now what we will do, we will just insert some record and we will create a stream. Okay, so let me copy these things from there as well. Okay, instead of writing these things again and again, because we are just using old things as well, because we are just creating this thing. Okay, so create or replace stream, we will just give the name here emp retention. This is my stream name. On table, my table name is emp retention. Okay, so let me write here emp retention. Okay, let me refresh this once. Okay, and let me show you the table as well for the emp retention. Okay, so now what we will do, we will just create this stream emp retention. Okay, and let me execute this. Okay, so what it is saying, emp create or replace stream on the table. This what is saying, emp retention already exists. Okay, so let me give some another name, it is already existing, so let me give emp return. Okay, emp return. Okay, so now let me execute this, create or replace stream on table this. Okay, so we are creating just a standard stream for capturing all the DML type of thing. So you can see emp return is now successfully created, this stream is now successfully created, and now we will just list this stream and we will see that whether it is showing any of the data or not. Obviously it will not show any data because we haven't done anything after creating this stream. Okay, so you can see it is showing all these columns. Okay, metadata action, metadata is update, metadata row id. Okay, and you can see, and now let me just update some records into this table. Okay, and let's see that whether this changes is being captured by this or not. Okay, so we are just inserting 7 and 8 values. Okay, let me execute this, and you can see we have successfully inserted rows. And let me show you the data from the table first. Okay, select asterisk from my table name is emp retention. Okay, so let me show you the data. Okay, so guys, you can see we have 8 rows. Okay, earlier we had these 6 rows, 6 emp id, because we have inserted this record 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, and after that we have just inserted these two records, 7 and 8. Okay, you can see 7 is for IC and 8 for S, and you can see the location Bangalore and Hyderabad. We have inserted these two records after creating the stream. Okay, and now we will just query the stream, and let's see that whether we are able to capture this, whether our stream is able to capture this or not. Okay, so let me call the stream. Okay, so you can see it has captured this data which is being inserted. Okay, you can, okay, what it is saying. Okay, and let me do this thing. Okay, so you can see we have employee id 7 and employee id is, and metadata action is insert because we are inserting one record and we are not doing the updation, so that's why it is in false here. Okay, you can see, so it has just captured this thing as well. So it is just sure now that whether you will just put the retention period of any table as 0 days, then your stream will just capture the data and it will just show you the data, because that your stream is already having the retention period for 14 days. So it will not impact, means if you are putting any of the table retention period is equals to 0 days, so it will not impact on the stream. Okay, because stream is already having the retention period of the 14 days, as we have discussed that thing earlier also. Okay, so now we have seen that how can we put the retention period of the any table to the 0 days, and still our stream is able to capture the change, whatever changes we are doing into the table. Okay, so that's all about the retention period is equals to 0 for any table. Okay, so now we have discussed this thing as well, stream with putting time travel equals 0 and consuming data from streams to the target table. We have done this thing, we have created those two tables, emp source and emp target, and whatever changes are being captured by the emp stream, that we have just we have consumed the data from the stream into the emp target table. And after that we have seen streams on the external tables, which basically we create external tables on the external stages. Okay, so that's all about the today's session, and meet you soon in the next very interesting tutorial. And from the next tutorial we will be working with the new topic, that is task. Okay, well, first of all we will understand task, concept of the task, that what is task, and we will do the practical of the task, and after that we will discuss task and streams together. Then we will just do the continuous data loading by using streams and task, and we will also learn the Snowpipe as well. Okay, so we will do lots of examples of streams and tasks, because stream and task is a very important topic of the Snowflake, so we will discuss those things. Okay, and we will do lots of examples of streams and tasks, and we will do streams plus task plus Snowflake equals to continuous data loading as well. Okay, so that's all for today's session. Meet you soon in the next very interesting tutorial, and thank you for watching my today's session. And maybe this today's session is very long, for I think it is just ahead of 1 hour. So that's all for today. Meet you soon in the next very interesting tutorial. Bye, and take care of yourself, guys.